What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with 12 days out physique update of the mutant Nick Walker. So that caption under his latest post, that redefines Nick's mindset going into this year's New York Pro, which is gonna be the second New York Pro of his career. And for those of you guys who do not know, this was actually his first pro win back in 2021, and you have got to admire his confidence. And of course he's gonna think like this, because that is exactly what's needed if he wants everyone to think that he has got a legitimate shot at winning this year's Mr. Olympia title. Because that is the ultimate goal. The New York Pro is just a stepping stone. There is a mutual consensus among the entire bodybuilding community that there is just no way anyone can challenge him here. So the Olympia is actually the real challenge. So right now he looks so big, so wide, and he looks more muscular than ever. So will any of you guys be a little surprised if Nick Walker totally cleans the house at this year's New York Pro? I don't think most of us would be, unless Quinton Beastwood brings something extremely special. And by the way, Quinton is Nick Walker's teammate. And unless he's able to bring something really shocking to the stage here at the New York Pro. And the reason I'm mentioning Quinton here is because that is a unique looking physique in that kind of lineup. I mean, the guy is 6'2". He's wider than Samson Dauda, and he is way more aesthetic. He has a way better flow. His waist is so damn small, and he seems to have upped his size game in the last 1.5 years as well. But reality might hit different when all these guys are up on that stage with a guy like the Mutant. There is a reason why Nick Walker was top 3 at his last Mr. Olympia. And not just that, he was able to beat 2 former Olympians, the guys who were actually the favorites going into that show, both Big Ramy and Brandon Carey. Not to mention the physique that he is about to present here. That is probably going to be a lot better than what we saw from him at the Olympia 2022. This is also a former Arnold Classic champion we are talking about, and Nick's last memory of competing in a bodybuilding show. That wasn't his finest one. He lost to Samson Dauda, something that most of the people did not expect. He missed out on the Olympia last year because of an injury. So there's Pittsburgh Pro and then the New York Pro. That is where Nick Walker makes a statement that he is all in and that he is coming for gold and that nobody should be sleeping on him. Are people sleeping on Stuart Sutherland aka Beef Stu? The New York Pro is 12 days out, and these are his recent update pictures, and he looks extremely impressive right now. The one shot that is extremely impressive on this guy is that abs and thigh. That is truly incredible. So when you have a lineup like this one, where we have bodybuilding stars competing against each other, some guys definitely get overlooked, or they do not get as much hype as some of the other guys. And here is the thing. Stu has placed as high as 2nd place in a pro show last year, and so did Quinton. I don't know whether you guys remember this or not. Quinton placed a very close 2nd place against Joel Thomas in 2021. But Quinton gets a lot of media attention, a lot of hype, and lots of comparisons on different bodybuilding podcasts, especially in comparison to a guy like Stu. Simply because there is no denying this fact, that genetics plays such a major role in bodybuilding, and Quinton has some of the best genetics in this era. And I have to say, not just in this era, in the history of the sport. And no one can really deny, he is one of the most aesthetic guy out there. But really looking at Beef Stu all dialed in, and really determined to bring his all-time best to the stage this time, makes this show really exciting. So if we talk about the conditioning aspect, Stu was on in both the New York Pro as well as Cali Pro. He has added more mass since 2023, and that combined with that same or maybe even better condition in 12 more days, that's gonna make him stand out because the judges also compared the latest version of your physique to how you looked the last time you were on that stage. So do let me know what you guys think. Can Beef Stu beat guys like Tonio Burton and Martin Fitzwater? So just like Beef Stu, we are forgetting another name, Angel Claderon, who is a top 212 Olympian, was also doing the New York Pro this year in the men's open bodybuilding for the sake of the challenge, to see how he would do in a deep lineup like the one we have at the New York Pro. Now that is a good move by him, but in terms of the depth of the lineup we have here at the New York Pro, I believe this is gonna be a tough competition for him. And here is the reason why. He's a short, blocky bodybuilder, and I know he has tons and tons of muscle on his frame. He's one of the most muscular guy out there. But it is more than likely that Angel Claderon is gonna get exposed here, especially in terms of the aesthetics. And he doesn't have a very eye-pleasing physique, especially in comparison to guys like Tonio Burton and Quinton Beastwood. So when he is standing next to all these guys, all of his flaws are gonna get more pronounced. So the only scenario in which Angel Claderon places high at the show is if some of the other guys, they miss their mark, they miss their peak, they're coming off. Because Angel, on the other hand, is very consistent in peaking close to 100% every time he's in prep, every time he steps on stage. His conditioning is always spot on. He has in fact won an Open Pro show back in 2021. But this is the New York Pro we are talking about. One of the best shows of the year, and one of the deepest lineups so far. So how he is gonna come down to the 212 weight class after competing in the Men's Open? Well, here is the thing. He is top 3 in the 212, so he is already qualified. But if Angel can be stage ready at around 230 pounds, he will have to go through hell to lose another 15 to 20 pounds to make the weight for the 212 class. So speaking of a former 212 guy, who is most definitely a favorite to place in the top spots here at the New York Pro in less than 2 weeks time, that is none other than Tonio Burton. So this guy will probably weigh less than Angel Claderon on the stage. But it isn't about the weight for Tonio Burton, as he is blessed with such amazing shape, amazing aesthetics. His quad sweep is massive. In fact, his sweep is way better than everyone in the New York Pro lineup. And he has got all those round and 3D muscle bellies. And he has a very small and tiny waist, and that helps him create that illusion on the stage, that insane V-taper. And that is what the bodybuilding is all about, creating that illusion, making yourself look more aesthetic and enhancing your X-frame. So Tonio Burton was this close to winning in Brazil, and he made a very bad call not doing Detroit Pro. So plan B is already in place for Tonio Burton this time, as he is already signed up to do Cali Pro, because he knows Nick Walker is going to be very hard to beat here. And the chances of that happening are almost zero. So for Tonio Burton, he needs to place at least runner-up here, because after all, he is the highest placing guy from the Olympia last year in this lineup. He was able to beat Regan Grimes and some other mass monsters last year at the Olympia. So this is gonna be a real test for Tonio. So after looking at all these latest updates from Nick Walker and all these other guys, who did you guys have in the second place? Do let me know in the comments below. Marcelo aka Harsamdi was one of the most hyped up guy going into the Arnold Classic Ohio. And almost all of the bodybuilding channels, including mine, they contributed to that hype. And that was because of his pro debut in Romania and how that show went down, where he was able to place top 3 behind Samson Dauda and Behrouz Tabani, beating guys like Nathan Diesha as well as Mohamed Fada and Andrea Presti. But that Arnold Classic was a bad look for Harsamdi. He was clearly not shredded, not conditioned enough to go against some of the best in the world, and his back isn't even close to the IFBB Pro level. So that was a really smart move by Harsamdi right after Ohio to shut the season down and start the off-season. And we got a glimpse of how things are looking with Harsamdi right now. He is 8 weeks post his last competition. So this is where the real growth phase starts for Harsamdi. So is he still working with Milos for this off-season? Well, as of right now, we do not know. Maybe he will go for another coach for 2024, as Harsamdi spent the entire 2023 season, where he made his transition from classic to the men's open bodybuilding under the eyes of Milos. And Milos did help him get bigger. So in terms of the look, Romania Pro was much better for Harsamdi in comparison to the Arnold. He was in a better shape, he was in a better condition at that show. And it's not like that the competition wasn't good enough back then. He got a chance to stand next to Samson Dauda in that show, and he looked really good. So what are your expectations from Harsamdi in the future? Will he ever be as good as his fellow countrymen and his best friend Rafael Brandao? So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.